So began the saint's adventures, with the lawyer looking on. A trial was set to see if they could be granted dispensation for rocking paradise.
Yeah, right, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Secret of Bedside Manners, Cloud 11. Yeah, what? Mr. Rock Turtle and friends, announced Ron Wealthy Elfie's brother. Butler, sorry. Yeah, butler, not brother. Yeah, he's butler, not brother, sorry. He handed Elfie the visiting card. Show them in, Elfie told them. I know, they've been fooled, haven't they? Ron left the room again. The crooks, disguised as the movie star and his entourage, were duly shown into Elfie's sumptuous lounge. To what do I owe this pleasure? Asked Elfie, his hand outstretched towards the fake Mr. Turtle. Turtle, or rather Slim, disguised as Mr. Turtle, took Elfie's hand. Lofty Leggett, wearing dark glasses and a flowered shirt, rushed towards the millionaire before Slim could actually say anything. Slim may have looked like Turtle, but there was no place he could impersonate him. I'm afraid Mr. Turtle has a throat infection, Lofty explained. His doctor has told him to rest his voice. Oh, what a pity, Elfie was genuinely concerned. I hope you get it back soon, Mr. Turtle. Now then, what can I do for you? Well, replied Lofty as he tried to put on a broad Texan accent, we had this idea about doing a movie here in little old Bedside Manor. You see, and we'd kind of like to get your permission, being the owner and all. Oh yes, I see, Elfie replied. What kind of film would it be? Oh, a big Hollywood period spectacular, you see, with a cast of thousands, even with Nicky and Pete in it, you know. This whole mansion would be ideal. Here, have a look at the script. Lofty thrust the script into Elfie's hand. He flicked through it. Actually, he thought that the spelling was rather bad, but then he didn't really know whether or not film folk were any good at spelling. It's perfectly all right with me, Elfie told them. When would you like to start? Straight away, if possible, Lofty replied. We film folk have to do things when the inspiration takes us. Elfie looked at the fake film men, and then at the equipment they had brought with them. Haven't you got a leading lady in this film? He asked. Certainly, Lofty replied as he got his accents mixed up. You see, our leading lady, Miss Flame Kindle, is at the studio doing another movie at the moment. We is gonna do all the shots we can without her. We movie folk do that kind of thing all the time, you know. Location shots, asked Elfie. No, Lofty replied. We ain't gonna have no railways in it. Elfie thought this was some kind of American joke. He laughed, just to be polite. Sitting on the chandelier, however, was someone who didn't see anything funny in this at all. Murgatroyd Moth had been sent to Bedside Manor in case the crooks turned up there before schedule. Murgatroyd had heard all he wanted to hear. He took off from the chandelier, out through the windows, and flew into Bedside Forest. Flying through the forest, he made for an old oak tree, where a young bee was awaiting him. Benny, Murgatroyd greeted his colleague as he settled down near the bee. The crooks have arrived at Bedside Manor. Buzz off now to headquarters and tell the others. Quickly! The young bee gave a quick salute and buzzed off across the countryside. Bzzz, as my angel says. Murgatroyd wasted no time. He flew to a nearby silver birch tree, where a wasp challenged him at the entrance to a hole in the bark. "Ha! Who goes there?" demanded the wasp. He pointed his sting at Murgatroyd. "Murgatroyd Moth," he announced. "I'm with the operation. I must see Wing Commander Warren urgently." The wasp saluted Murgatroyd, disappeared into the hole. Seconds later, the wasp returned with Wing Commander Warren. Warren was an agile-looking wasp who wore a handlebar moustache. "Hello there, Murgatroyd, old chap," Warren greeted him. "I say, has the balloon gone up?" "Almost," the moth told him. "The crooks are at Bedside Manor now. Can you put W Squadron on alert until we hear more from HQ?" "Will do," the Wing Commander followed protocol to the letter. "Roger and out." With that, he disappeared back into the hole. Murgatroyd flew back to Bedside Manors. Crawling in through a crack in the roof, he was met by another moth. "Can you put M Squadron on standby, Millie?" Murgatroyd asked her. "The crooks are in the house now. You know the sign, don't you? And the rest of the plan?" "They'll be ready," Millie promised him. She flew off over the rafters. Murgatroyd then flew back to his post in the chandelier.
To send them earthbound back to the families.
Willie the Wasp was flying frantically through Bedside Forest, bearing a message from Operations Headquarters. Huge swarms of bees were busy flying around the heads of people in the town, making them run about in utter frenzy, trying to hide for cover. This was B Squadron. It was their job to create a diversion until W Squadron became airborne. "Message from HQ," Willie told the wing commander of W Squadron at the old oak tree. "Start the countdown at 20. And he flew off again. 20, 19, 18, 17, the wing commander was chanting. By now, Willie was always at the almost at the headquarters of M Squadron, where the moths were on alert. "Chocks away," gave the orders, and the whole squadron of moths were airborne. Soon they were making their way into the lounge of Bedside Manor. "Okay, Chief," Cutnail Harry said as he patted his fake movie camera. "We've got it all here." "Finished filming already?" asked Elfie. "I didn't see much action." "The action will come later," Lofty told him. "For now, we've got to get this lot back," because he kept forgetting to put the accent on, you see. "To get the process done, y'all understand?" "I don't get it," said Spotty Dick. "You will soon," Murgatroyd chuckled to himself. "That's if the others get here in time." The squadron of moths were already creeping under the door, and silently across the floor, the walls, of the ceiling. "Won't you have a drink with me before you go?" Elfie asked the fake film crew. "I don't think so," Lofty replied. "We've got a tight schedule ahead of us, you see." He hadn't noticed the moths crawling into his fake camera equipment. He certainly didn't know that inside those cardboard cameras and cases, the moths were busy chewing away at the cardboard. "When will you be back?" asked Elfie as he led the fake film crew to the door. "As soon as our leading lady is here," said Lofty. Actually, he was thinking of his girlfriend Mole, who was in prison for shoplifting. "Ron will show you out," Elfie told them. The film crew, with all their fake equipment, made their way towards the door.
We are the saints, we are the saints in paradise.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. say much, do you? Oh, right, okay. 3, 2, 1, 0! Wing Commander Warren continued his countdown. We have liftoff. The whole squadron of wasps took off in V formation from their base in the oak tree. As the formation soared through the air towards Bedside Manor, they could see B Squadron looming up in the horizon. Squadron leader Warren led W Squadron. Yeah. Squadron leader. Do you want to hear the rest? I'm sorry. Squadron leader Warren led W Squadron straight towards the front door of the mansion, just as Ron was opening it to let the crooks out. Attack! Commanded the wing commander. The whole of W Squadron dive-bombed the little group of crooks. Help! Cried Lofty Leggett. Get 'em off! Help! Cried Slim, forgetting that his rock turtle impersonation was not supposed to be to talk. Save me! Help! Shouted Cut-Now Harry as he flayed his arms about in the air. There goes me. I don't get it, said Spotty Dick as he tried to flick the insects off him. As the crooks ran around the hall shouting in pain, the wasps stung them here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. I don't know. As they did so, the cardboard cameras and equipment fell to the ground. All the valuables that had been stolen from Elfie's household fell out of the sides, which had been weakened by the chewing of the moths. The moths themselves flew out of the cameras as the equipment crashed to the ground. My silverware! Exclaimed Elfie as the booty crashed into the floor. My cash box too, and my money! A huge swarm of bees flew over Bedside Forest like a big black cloud, with a police helicopter in hot pursuit. As the swarm dispersed, the helicopter landed on the driveway outside Bedside Manor. You've arrived just in time, Elfie told the policeman that jumped out of the helicopter. I've been robbed. Now that the police had arrived, the moths, wasps and bees all flew away to safety, their work completed. How did you get here so quickly? Asked Elfie as the police made their arrest. Actually, one of the policemen explained, we were chasing that swarm of bees that just dispersed. They've been causing havoc in the town. When we got here, we noticed the commotion and decided to investigate. Don't let the wasps come back, Lofty was crying. I'll let you take me in like a good boy, I promise, as long as you keep those wasps away from me. It's Lofty Leggett, the policeman exclaimed as he pulled off the plastic rock turtle mask. We've caught him at last, and the rest of his cronies. Now we'll be able to find out what all the stolen goods are from the Striped Dragon Club. Don't tell you anything, Lofty pleaded as his police handcuffed the four crooks. Just keep those wasps away from me. The crooks were led back to the helicopter and taken off to the police station. Congratulations, Willie, Murgatroyd Moth said as he shook his hand. That's the end of that operation.
Sitting on a cloud to be precise, playing our funky music, the angels up above,
Spreading happiness and peace and love. Spreading happiness and peace and love.
Funny. I'll give you that.
Ah yes, that's the next book I'm going to read to you guys.